Okay, so now we're going to look at the healing brush tool. Okay, it's very similar, like I already said, to the other one, except this time it's not Photoshop which decides what to sample and replace, so to speak, okay, but us. We're going to have that option that we choose, like, okay, I want to sample from this area and I'm going to place it here. And like that, as a tool, it becomes much more accurate because we're not relying on Photoshop to decide, like, okay, this makes sense. So keep in mind that, I mean, at the end of the day, as amazing as Photoshop is, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a computer program. So it won't really know, okay, this is a bird and this is a person or this is the sky. It won't know these things, but will know that this is a patch of color with this color. This is a section of pixels with this color. Okay, so when we leave it up to it, there will be obviously some not mistakes, but it won't be as accurate. Okay, so most of the time, like I said before, unless the background is quite plain or single color, you'll find yourself using the healing brush, not the spot healing brush. All right, so great. Let's open the image. Like I said before, you're going to find these images on Moodle. Um, we're going to open the image Helen Mirren. I have nothing against her, but she works for this exercise, okay? So we're going to have this. The spot healing brush is very easy to use, okay? It's similar to the other one, except we need to sort of decide from where we're going to be sampling. Let's choose the brush. We're going to choose healing brush, okay? Healing brush tool. So what I like to do, I mean, we can start doing it direct on this, but first of all, you won't be able to tell what changes you're making, which is problematic sometimes. And also, let's say you make a mistake or you decide like, okay, I want to go back these 59 steps. It becomes quite difficult, to do undo, or else you just start all over again. I always like to avoid that. So it is good practice to create a new layer. Okay, to do that, I'm going to go here, plus, and I have a new empty layer. So the changes I'm going to do on this rather than on the photograph directly. You will understand why as soon as I start working. But trust me, this is very good practice. It will make your life a bit better. Once I have this layer, I would need to change this sample. This needs to be all layers. Mine is already like that because I always work like that. If yours is current layer or current and below, please change it to all layers. All right. Mela, we have our healing brush tool selected. Zoom in. This is important. Okay. And I'm going, let's say, to remove this line. To do that, I need to instruct Photoshop where to sample from. So to do that, let's say I want to sample from here. I'm going to hold the Alt. I'll click, okay, and then I can go like this. So with this tool, avoid sampling just once, and then even this I don't like, to be honest, at this point. Avoid sampling just once and sort of stay doing that only, because it sort of ruins the image. The trick is to keep sampling and keep, doing it slowly. There will be a point where you'll make her look like plastic, basically. Okay, so know how to control yourself, not to overdo it. All right, let's say I'm going to sample from here. Always try to find something which is a similar color. For example, if I sample from here and I put it here, it's going to be, I mean, okay, the tool itself blends it in, but it's not ideal. So let's sample, for example, from here. Remember, Alt and click. Okay. Personally, I like to do it very slowly, sampling and just clicking rather than dragging the brush. it always ends up looking much more natural. Okay, that was not great. No. It's normal that you make mistakes. Allow yourself to do that and don't worry. Okay? Say, for example, I sample from here. No. Mela. I might need to reduce the brush at this point. Okay? These are things you would need to keep in mind. Remember that the idea is to sort of make them blend in. So the more natural you can make them, the better you are at photo editing. Okay, in this case, this is not the case where I want to make something appear like it's been edited. All I want to do is sort of reduce these, keeping it looking quite natural. So you'll find you won't need to do literally everywhere, just certain areas. Remember Alt and click. Alt, so you choose the place where you're going to sample from and click. So you'll notice I'm just clicking when I'm sort of applying this. I'm not dragging. Or if I drag, it can end up looking like something like this, which looks somewhat ridiculous. Okay, so sample, click, sample. Remember that skin is not even. So, for example, if I just drag, it's going to sample from the same layer and apply it everywhere, which will make it look, really not natural. Obviously, try to match the value. So, for example, you'll notice that this area looks quite natural. Why we did the layer, right? Like this, I can see this, I turned off the view of the layer. Like this, I can see what I changed and not. So for example, if I decide that, okay, this area is not great, I want to remove it, I can just delete this part of the layer. Rather than if it's on the image, then either I'll see where the undos can go or that's it, I need to do a bunch of work again. So this is a good idea to work as. Okay, remember, don't overdo it. Try it with this image. You don't need to do literally everywhere. Like I said, don't overdo it. Just try, for example, here, maybe these lines, the foreheads, and under the eyes, and that's pretty much it. All right? The idea is to reduce, to make it look natural. The moment it's not looking natural, you're doing something wrong. Remember that photo editing requires that naturality to still appear in the photos. Okay, if it looks edited, it's not great. All right, now try it with this image and then upload like on the blog, upload the version with the removed wrinkles.